Hi everybody, it's Carl Delarocco again. Welcome back to episode 2 of Owl Eat That here at Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven, Connecticut. Today we're going to be making brown sugar salmon and also sauteed Brussels sprouts with bacon and maple syrup, which I can't wait to eat. Thank you for all the good feedback on episode 1. We hope to keep doing this, so hopefully we get some more viewers this time. First, I'm going to start off with, like I did last episode, hand washing, most important thing in the kitchen. So we're going to come over here, a little warm water, regular hand soap. You don't need too much, you've been in a kitchen. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay, rinse real good. Tell you 30 seconds. Get all that soap off of there. We should be good. Dry off very good. Okay. All right. Get rid of that. And we're gonna get right into it. Beautiful piece of salmon here. This is 2 pounds. This should feed probably, I would say, 4 to 5 people, depending on how hungry you are. So we're just gonna take that. We have a regular sheet pan, parchment paper. Don't need to add anything else to it. No oil, anything like that. Now when you're making fish of any kind, you're going skin side down. Always skin side down. Just lay it on there, nice and easy. Literally anyone can make this. It's not hard. So our seasonings, salt. Salt goes on everything. Anytime you cook, anything should have salt on it. At least, a little bit. So just a little dabble, because we're gonna be putting other seasonings on here. Okay, this, which I bet you wouldn't think would go on brown sugar salmon, is chili powder. Just a little. This is, strong stuff. Again, you don't have to measure this. You can just eye it and just cover the whole thing. Don't go crazy. Like I told you last time, less is more, especially with seasoning, especially with strong seasoning like this. This is just a little, okay? Got your rag here, a little shake off. Brown sugar, we all love sugar, just not too much. So this is kind of sticky, but you just crush it up with your hand. Again, just eye it. This you're gonna go a little heavier, because this is our main seasoning here. Really, what the dish is built on. So this, you do a little more, and this stuff is good. Just don't be scared. Spread it out with your fingers. Again, anyone can make this. You can do a lot of stuff with salmon. You can do garlic butter. You can do anything, really, to be honest. You can do just butter. So, depending on how you like it. Today we're doing brown sugar because this is something I make at home a lot. And I enjoy it. So I want you to enjoy it too. Okay? A little bit of that. Let me get my knife. I like to lay a little butter on top. Just a little here and there. And it will give it a nice kind of crust. Not crust, but a nice little gloss. Okay? Nice and simple. Okay. And our oven is preheated to 400 degrees. And I did that ahead of time. I would assume, that's a given. So I didn't put that on our episode. So we're gonna put this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna check it at 15. And hopefully we have a beautiful piece of fish coming out. Okay, so now that our beautiful piece of salmon is in the oven, we're gonna move on to our maple bacon Brussels sprouts. And these are a fan favorite for sure. I'd like to say Brussels sprouts are healthy, but after you put the bacon and the maple syrup in, it's not too healthy. But since I was just touching fish, let me go wash my hands very well here. Very well. Fish is one of the most, it's always raw pretty much. So again, some hand soap. Lather that up very nice. I cannot stress enough that cleanliness is the most important thing in the kitchen. The most. Okay? And take that off. Okay. Nice and clean. These off. Okay, so I took the liberty of prepping my Brussels sprouts, but I did save one just to show you the cutting technique. It's very easy. So what you want to do is, you have your knife, you have your cutting board, Brussels sprout. You want to cut the end off. It's very hard. It's like a kind of corky thing. It won't cook, so you can't do it. And then just cut in half. Very simple. Add it to the bowl, and those are your Brussels sprouts. So cut the end off, cut them in half, get them ready to cook, okay? Now, on our stove, we are melting our butter. Okay, it's already pretty on the way here. So you want to melt your butter. Be careful. If you're not super familiar with the stove, or if it's an electric stove in particular, gas is much easier because you can adjust the flame yourself and kind of eye it there. Electric, it's usually a setting just like this, and it's usually low, medium, high. So you kind of have to gauge it. Now, I've been cooking a long time, so it's a lot easier for me. But if you're a beginner, or if you don't cook on electric very often and you happen to be in that position, start low so you don't burn your butter, you don't burn your Brussels sprouts. You can always go higher. Going lower after it's burned, your food's it's done. So you don't want to do that. You never want to burn anything, obviously, even yourself. So we have our butter. It's melting nice. It's really almost melted. I have this set on medium heat. Again, I'm just trying to start low for you guys. When I'm at home doing this, I can really, go crazy. But as far as for a tutorial, we're gonna start low here. So you see me with my hand, feeling the heat. You can really put these in any time. So I'm gonna add mine now, and we're just gonna add the whole thing, to be honest. And if you need to add more butter, you can do so, which I probably will. You just let these sit. And while you're doing that, you season them. Salt, again, I told you, goes on everything. Okay. Not forgetting that our salmon is in the oven. Cooking is about multitasking. That is always in the back of my mind. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into it. Okay. We're gonna add a little pepper, just a little. Pepper you can't really go crazy with either because it's pretty strong. Okay. So just a pinch, what they call a pinch. And that's literally you pinching your fingers and grabbing a little bit, okay? So we're gonna move this around. And we're probably gonna add a little more butter, but you just want it all coated. Again, gauge your stove, gauge your burner. You don't have to rush, there's no rush. Okay, we're gonna turn it up a notch. And we're gonna add some butter. Okay. again, move that around. And as we go, we'll turn the burner up more, but I just want to, again, it's for you guys, you know, when I'm cooking on my own, I can pretty freestyle it and not worry, but I want you guys to be able to make this stuff, you know, at your house or in your college dorm or, you know, wherever you are. Okay. So we're on about a high medium, if that's a thing, and we're pretty coated. So we're gonna let those simmer for a bit, and we're gonna check on our salmon. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah. Again, I didn't expect it to be done, but I like to monitor my stuff throughout. I'm very detail oriented, not only in the kitchen, but in the classroom, as you students should be too. So, okay, so our salmon still has a bit to go. Again, like I said, I'm very detail oriented, so I like to keep an eye on things. This is really going now. So you're gonna continuously move these around, okay? Because again, you don't wanna burn anything. You want them cooked as evenly as possible. And these you're gonna do until they're browned. Okay, you're not gonna add anything else. Our bacon will come after, and to finish it off will be our maple syrup. And these glow a bright green at first. That's how you know they're cooking, okay? And again, you just keep moving it around. That's pretty much what sauteing is. Some people do it like that. You know, you can get fancy, flip them around. We're not gonna do that because you guys aren't ready for that yet. So just continuously moving them around. You know, you don't have to be perfect. This is a lot. I don't know if you would normally cook this much for yourself, but we're feeding some other people here today, so we're gonna let these go, baby. These are so good. Oh my God. All right, so again, continuously moving. Spread them around. You don't want to pile them up. You want to keep them flat. Okay? And you can let them sit for, you know, a couple, I would say 10 seconds, 15 seconds by themselves. Like that. Before you get to moving them again. But it's a continuous process, you know. So, and now we're really going here. So what you're going to do is, you're gonna higher the heat to brown them. What you wanna do is brown them. That's what it's called. So, you're getting them ready to drop the bacon. Okay? And again, these are thick, so they take, you know, not long to cook, but you wanna make sure they're cooked. And they'll soften. And they'll brown. So, again, my salmon is in the back of my mind, always thinking. And flatten these out. I prefer a gas stove. Most cooks do, but I can make anything work here, so. We're gonna let those simmer for a minute. Okay, so we're getting pretty brown over here. They've been cooking for quite a while. So they are almost ready, almost. So I lowered the heat a little bit, not too much. I'm gonna lower it as I go. So now we're gonna add our bacon. And you can cook bacon off, you know, regular strips of bacon. But I went with bacon bits. In my opinion, I like that better. They kind of stick to the Brussels sprouts, especially after you add the maple syrup, which will be our finishing touch. But we're gonna just pour our bacon in, just spread it around, and this will add a little bacon grease, which is great. And again, it's just a small cup. So you're gonna move that around. We're on about a medium heat here. And you're just moving it around, spreading it around just like we did. And these are browning. You know, same thing. Get all that goodness. Okay? And we're gonna let these go for a second here. Spread your bacon around, and these are gonna be absolutely delicious. Can't wait to eat them. The key with these is to keep moving them around, as I keep repeating myself. I just want you guys to be able to make these, because these are so good. I mean, you really have no idea how good they are until you eat them. And these are popular. These are at a lot of bars now, a lot of restaurants. A lot of places do these. So we are almost done. So we're gonna lower our heat. We're gonna really, really lower our heat to a low, low setting, okay? Again, flatten these out. These are pretty much cooked. The bacon's already cooked, obviously, because it's bacon bits, but you do wanna heat it. So we're gonna go very, very low, almost to the lowest setting, the second to lowest. And again, in our back of our mind, our salmon's in the oven. It's not done yet, but it will be there, I'd say, pretty soon. About the same time. When you're a cook, especially in a restaurant, they teach you, you want all your stuff done at the same time, okay? So there's a clock in your head. It never stops. I don't even work at a restaurant anymore, and I still got the clock in my head. So these you're gonna really let go low here, super, super low. And we are just about done. And we're gonna add our maple syrup. It's just run-of-the-mill, pure maple syrup. So there's not a lot of added sugar in here. And you don't wanna go too crazy. You can go, you can add a good amount. And you hear that? So it's gonna be fun washing this pan after. But move that around, coat it, and we're pretty much done here with these. These are ready to eat, and they're gonna be great. So this is on a very low setting, because you don't wanna melt it to your pan. It's more of a glaze, you know? That's what syrup really is anyway. So you just spread it around, and all right, folks. Just give that half a second on the low setting. And I'm gonna go turn that off. And here are our maple bacon Brussels sprouts ready to eat. And I can't wait. Okay, and now our salmon should be done now that we're done with our beautiful Brussels sprouts. So we're gonna check on our salmon. It was cooked on 400 heat for about 20-21 minutes. I like 400, it's a safe temperature. It depends on the oven, really. And you know your own oven at home. You know better than I do, obviously, just like I know mine. But I stick with 400 on most things, to be honest. So let's check our brown sugar salmon, and I think it's gonna be done. And it should look very good. Okay. Oh yeah, it's done. Now, here's a tip. I'm glad this happened. See how it's split right here? Fish, when you cook a big piece of fish like this, it'll start to split when it's done. So that's a good sign. And these are our two dishes together, actually. Beautiful, beautiful combination. So our salmon is definitely done. So this was brown sugar salmon and maple bacon Brussels sprouts. And you can add a starch, baked potato, mashed potato, whatever you want, rice, whatever you're feeling at that moment. So this came out perfect. And we'll put this down here. And this was episode 2 of I'll Eat That. I'm Carl Del Rocco, and we hope you'll tune in again. Thank you.